Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in the last video, we talked about how to create the AI news commentary generator, right? And in the later part, I'm going to show you how to create the thumbnail and then upload it to YouTube automatically with our N8N workflows. So in here, you can see we got two thumbnails, right? These are some thumbnails I found on YouTube. So one of the video is about how to create a company, and then another one is just an esports highlights. Today, I'm going to show you how to use N8N to create these two kinds of thumbnails and then upload it to your YouTube videos automatically. So now when we go to our N8N workflow, you can see we got two different parts. And the one on the left hand side is something that I'm going to show you how can we create those thumbnails and how to upload those thumbnails to YouTube videos. And this is just some kind of basic concept thing that I'm going to show you. On the right hand side is a complete workflow that we can use later on, and then I'm going to explain this later. So for today's videos, this workflow is going to be posted on my Patreon page for free. So everyone can go to my Patreon and then download this workflow, upload it to your N8N and use it on your side. So you don't have to subscribe my Patreon and you still can get this workflow. So now let's dive into the workflow. So for the first thing, I'm going to show you the whole concept of how can we upload the thumbnails to YouTube. So first of all, we need to have an image, and then we're going to upload this image to YouTube via the YouTube API. So if you're new to our channel or you don't have the YouTube API key, so you can go to our previous episode and check out how to create those YouTube API key. So I'll have the link in the description, and you just have to follow the whole step, and then you will get the API key. So now in here, I'm going to do it step by step. For the first one, we're going to create a background. So when I click test step, we will have a background image, which is full of a black image. And then we're going to do the second node, which is test to image. So if I open it, so we are going to do an operation in here, which is test. So add test to image. In the property name, we're going to put the image name in here. So on the left hand side, you see is data, right? So we put data in here. But the test, so you just put the content in here. So whatever content you want to do in here. Font size, font color, you can do all this stuff in here. So position X and Y is just the coordination of the test. So now let's do test step and check out the result. So you can see in here, we have our background image, and then we're going to overlay the test onto the background image. So this is how we do it. And then for example, if you want to adjust the positions, you can do it in here. For example, like we want to make it to be more to the bottom, so we will increase the size for position Y to 500. Then you will see the position is going to be lowered in here. So now once we have set up this whole thing, then we are going to upload it to our YouTube videos. So if you come to my YouTube channel, you will see I have some videos in here, right? So we're going to edit the video for the very latest video, which is this one, the test video. So if I open it, we will have the YouTube video ID, which is this one, NGPR blah blah blah. Then we're going to copy this. This is something that we need, and then we're going to put it in here. Upload thumbnail. Video ID is this one. So we are going to upload a thumbnail to that particular video, and then at the bottom side you will see the input data field name is data, which is the image name on the left hand side. So if we test the workflow from the very beginning, and now once the workflow is done, we can go back to our YouTube channel, and then in here, this is the latest video, and then you will see we have English test in here. I can show you one more example. So if we add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's do it again. And now we go back to our YouTube channel, we refresh it. So you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. So this is how we upload the thumbnail to our YouTube video. So what we're going to do is to apply this whole concept to our following sections. So you must see one thing that I have to put the video ID in here to upload the thumbnails, right? Which is not very automatic. So I'm going to show you another workflow. So in here, you will see we have a bunch of nodes in here. We just move it to the top, and then we're going to wire that up. So let me show you the result test, and then I'm going to explain what we're going to do in here. So let's say instead of English test, we're going to do today's date. All right. Okay, now let's do it. So if I go back to my YouTube channel, we refresh it, then you'll see the thumbnails changed. So what have I done in here? I didn't put the YouTube video IDs to this node. So you can see if I open the upload thumbnail one, then you will see after video ID, I have a variables in here. So what is this? So actually we did something at the very beginning. So if we go to the second route, you will see we have a YouTube channel tag one. I have my YouTube channel tag in here. So if you check out my YouTube channel, I have this. This is in Chinese. So what we are going to do is you can go to your own YouTube channel and then you will find this tag as well. So you just copy this tag, put it in here. And then if we do a test step, then on the right hand side of the output, you will find a bunch of stuff in here. You don't have to know what it is. So you just go to the second node, YouTube channel ID 1. And then we do this. This is a node to get the channel ID from the channel tag. So once we have the channel ID, then we can go to the third node, which is YouTube video ID 1. And in here, we put the channel ID that we got. And on the right hand side of the output, you will see a bunch of stuff. In here, we're going to get some channels details in here. So for example, we have the channel names, the channel tag, and also the latest videos from your channel. So we can get the titles and the description for that latest video. And also we can get the video ID, which is the very important thing that we are going to use. So now if we go to the fourth node here, you will see we have a Python function, which is to get the video ID. So if you run this, then you will have the video ID on your right hand side for the output. So this is the same one as the one that we shown earlier. So then we're going to pass this video ID to the upload thumbnail one, which is here. So then we'll be able to use the video ID to upload the thumbnail. So this whole workflow will be automatically uploading the thumbnail to the YouTube video. So now we have finished the whole basic concept of how we upload the thumbnail to YouTube videos. Then we will now talk about how can we create a good thumbnail from using N8N. So we can actually do two different kinds of thumbnails. So for the first one, we can use a standard background, and then on top of it, we can write some text or sentence on it. So the first thing that we're going to do is to go to Amazon S3. So we have come to Amazon S3, and then you can create a new bucket, or you can use the one that you have been using or you have created already. So I'll just go to one of my existing bucket, which is N8N News. So for the new audience or for the ones you don't have Amazon S3, you can go to my first episode. We have a full guide there to show you how to create the bucket in here and how to create the account for Amazon. So I have already uploaded an image to here, so which is this one. I guess let me open this up. Yes, so I have this image in here. So we will build some sentence or titles or anything on top of this image. So what we need to do is to copy the bucket name and also the name of this image, and then we'll go back to our N8N workflow. So go to here, download thumbnail. So you do your credentials in here, and then we go to bucket name. This is the one that you have to put your bucket name there, and the file key is the file name. For the output file in field, this is the name for the output file. So let's run this, and then you will see in here we have this name as background, and then if we open this up, then you will see this is the image that we just upload. Then now on top of this image, we can build something like let me show you the result first. So for example, we can write today's date in here. So you will see I am doing an operation which is multi-step in here, and then the property name is background. So what does this mean? So first of all, for the multi-step, you can see here we have a bunch of steps in here. We can do border, create, crop, draw, get information, lots of stuff in here. But today we're going to use the multi-step. So in multi-step, we can actually do all the stuff that I just mentioned, but we can put the whole steps, or we can put every steps into one single node, which is this one in here, multi-step. Now, if we go to property name, we can put the file name, which is the image name in here, which is background. And then for the first operation, we're going to build some tests. So we put text in here, and then this is the content, so you can put anything here. For example, instead of today's date, I can put Jack AI automation. So if I put if I run test step, then we see I have Jack AI automation, and then like what we did, we can do the font size, we can do the font color, we can change the position by doing the position X and Y, and then for the font name in here, we can do some other fonts as well. So this is how we create the thumbnail. This is the first thing that we're going to do, and then the second thing, we are going to do an upgrade. Instead of using the image that you download, we can use Pexels to download some reference pictures or image, and then use that as a background image, and then on top of it, we'll build something. So we have talked about Pexels in our last episode. So if you don't know about Pexels, so you can go check out our last episode. And then in here, let me repeat this again. So I'm now going to show you how can we get the Pexels API key, because we are going to find the image from Pexels by using the API, and then we will need the Pexels API key. So we go to pexels.com, we do some login, and then click your profile in here, and then scroll down, you will see image and video API. If you click your API key, you will see your API key in here. You just copy this, go back to N8N, and then go to header off in here. You create a new credentials, and then for the name you put authorization, and value is the API key that you just copied. So just paste in here, and now we are all set, and we can start search the image. For the first one query, you will put anything that you want to find or you want the image to be. So in here, I want to search something about Mars. So I put Mars in here, and then orientation we do landscape, because for the YouTube video thumbnail, we always use landscape. And then for the size, we use large, color is black. So what does colors mean in here? For the color, it is about the main color of that image. Since we're going to use N8N workflow to create the thumbnails, we have to build some tests on top of it, on top of the image, right? So we want to standardize the whole workflow, and then we want to make sure that the image and the text that we're going to build on it is cleared, and everyone can see the text and also see the background. So in here, we want the main color of the image that we found on Pexels is in black color. And then for the text, we're going to use white to do the font color, so we can make a huge difference, so the audience can see our background and our thumbnail very clear. So this is why I put black in here. And then when we do a test step, on the right hand side, you will see there are a bunch of URLs in here. So these are the URLs that we are going to do. So if we go to the second node, which is download image from Pexels, we will get the very first URL in here, and then we will download this image. So actually you can copy this URL, paste it on Chrome, so you will see this picture. So this is the one that we're going to download in N8N. Let's try this out. So you will see on the right hand side we have the same image. So we're going to use this image and then build something on top of it. So we're going to use multi-step again, and then property name is data, because the image name is data. And then the first operation we're going to do is to do resize, because the thumbnail size is always in this size. So we're going to do a resize, and then we do test, and then we say testing. So let's try this out. So as you can see, we have the testing in here, which is good. And then of course you want to add some more thing. You want to add the titles of it, right? For example, today's title is about Mars, so I'm going to put title Mars in here, and then you do some font size, change the color to white, and then position is I guess 200, position Y is 500, font name we can do Arial. Now let's check this out. So you see we have testing, we have title Mars in here, so you can do whatever you want in here. You can keep adding some more text to it, so to make your thumbnails more rich. So this is the whole concept of how we create the thumbnails. So now we go to the last one. The last one, you will see we have two routes, and then we are going to do a multi-step editing. So let me try to run this first, and then I'll show you the result. So now let me run the workflow. All right, so now we should have a background here. So as you can see in here, we have an image. Actually, this is a very cool thumbnail, right? So we have a Gojo on the right hand side, and then on the left hand side we have the video title, which is how to make money, which is exactly the same as the one that I've shown you in here. So now let me explain how can we make such a cool thumbnail. So we go to the first step in here. So you will see we have two routes, right? So let's go to the first one. So the first one is download Gojo Sator. So what does it mean? We will use two images in here. So make sure you prepare two images and then upload those two images to the bucket and then download it from here in N8N workflow. So the first thing, I'm going to download a Gojo image here, and then we go to the second node, which is resize the image. So on the left hand side you see it is in this size, and then if I run test step, on the right hand side I'm going to enlarge the image so I can put this image on the base image or on the background image that I'm going to download in the second round. So if I do test step in here, this is the background image that I just shown you. So for now we're going to merge these two routes together, and we're going to do a combine by position. We have two inputs. So if I do a test step here, you will see we have two images on the output. The first one is the Gojo, and then the second one is the background. And now we go to the final step, which is multi-step editing. We do multi-step again, and then for the property name, remember in here we put the background in here. So which is the name, which is the image name of that background, which is literally background here. And then for the operation, we do composite, and then image property is the one that you're going to do the overlay, which is Gojo in here. And the operator is over. Position X and Y is the one that you tune the positions. Okay, now let's check out the result first. So now in here you see I put the position X and Y to make my Gojo on the right hand side, and then we have a second operation, which is the second step, which is to add how to make money on the left hand side with the white color. So this is how we do this thumbnail. So now everything should have set, so we can now import this workflow to your video generator and then wire them up at the end so you can upload this thumbnail to your YouTube video. But I want to show you one more thing. If we go to multi-step in here, so if you check out the font name, you will see these are all the available fonts. But in here you might not find the one that you want to do, and I want to show you one more thing. If we go to text in here, we put some Chinese character. So these are the Chinese character. Okay, so if I do a test step, you will see here there's an encoding problem, so we can't show the Chinese character properly. I think it also happened to other languages as well, like Japanese and Korean. So to fix this problem, I built a backend server and a API node to solve this problem. So now let me show you what I did, and then I'm going to explain what we did and then how you can achieve this. So you will see on the right hand side, those are the workflow that I have done. Alright, in here I use the backend server that I create. If you have subscribed my Patreon, then you can go to download our latest backend server and also this workflow. If you haven't subscribed my Patreon, you can still download this workflow, but you can't use this node, and also you can't use my backend server. So let's watch it, and then at the end of the video, if you're interested to do this, then you can subscribe my Patreon and then get this backend server. And you can also do something else like the AI story generator, the news commentary generator, and also you will have the access to our Discord channel. You can ask me anything in there. So now, for example, if I want to do a different font, which is Winky Sense in here, so I'll just put Winky Sense in here. So let's try to do this workflow and then check out the image. You will see we have a different font, which is something that N8N wouldn't provide you. So you can actually customize your font by using my backend server and my node in here. I have everything set up for you. It is very easy to do the setup. So all you need to do is to come to googlefonts.com and then find the fonts that you want to do. So you can open the filters in here, and then in here for the previews, you can type anything in here to test out the font. So for example, if I want to do this one, so I'll do a get font, download all, and then now I'm going to extract the file. Let me get the font. So this is the font, right? All you need to do is to copy this file, and then we're going to pass this file to our Docker, which is our backend server. Then we can use this font. So let me show you what we're going to do. If you have followed our videos, you will have a folder called GetAWDL, which is this one. So do you remember we used GetAWDL, which is a scraper to scrape a lot of images and videos and those stuff, and use those materials to create the YouTube videos. So in here, instead of using the Instagram, the Twitter folders, we're going to create a new folder called fonts. So we go to fonts, and then we're going to copy this font file, paste it in here, and then we're good to go. If you don't have the folder for GetAWDL, you can actually just create any folder you want and then put the font in there. So now let me show you one more time that how can we pass these folders and materials to our Docker. If we go back to Docker, this is the N8N backend that I'm using right now. You go to bind mounts, so you will see in here we have resource, right? So actually we pass all these folders to our Docker, and then the destination in here you will see is app video folder. So let me start it from beginning. Let me turn this off, and then we go to image, backend. We open this up. Container name is N8N backend, okay? And then this host part is 8000. In this part, volumes host path, we're going to put GetAWDL or the folder that you just create, which contains the font in here, okay? So make sure you contain the font in here. You can go back to here and check whether you have the fonts. So I have 3 font file in here, which is good. Then we go back to Docker. So we just set up the folder in here in this level instead of going to fonts. We go back one more level. In this level, we are good. We just select the folder. And then in here, container path, we put app video folder. And for the environment variables, you just put your Amazon SS key and the SS token in here. Then you can hit run. Then we're good to go. So once you have your N8N backend turned on, then you can click on it. Go to bind mounts. In here for the source, you can click on it. Then you will see you have all the files in here, which is showing you that we are going to share these files and folders to Docker. And for the destination, we have app video folder. So all you need to do is just recopy app video folder, go back to N8N workflow, and then in here for this create logo, create test 1, 2. These are the node that we use our backend server. You can see URL is Docker internal generate test. Then we're good. So in here for the font path, you're going to put app video folder in here. And then we can reference back to this file. We go to fonts, right? And then in here, we put this. In here, then we should be good. So on the right hand side, you will see we have a image, which is Jack AI using the fonts that we just downloaded. So this is how we set up the test with the fonts that we want to do, which N8N didn't provide you, okay? So now we can check out the query parameters. For the first one test, which is the content you want to put in here. For the color, you can actually copy this value and then go to Google, just search it. Then you will see a color picker in here. You can pick whatever color you want. So I want to do some blue color. So just copy this code, go back to the N8N workflow, paste it here. We do a test step again. So you'll see my font's color changed to the blue one. So this is how you change the color. And then we also can change the font size. If I do 100 here, you'll see it's bigger. And then font path, which is the one that I just shown you. This is very important, so make sure you put the font in the right path, and then the value is on the right and the value includes app video folder. So this is how we create the logo, different tests, and then do the overlay on the base image. And then I'm going to tell you what code 1, 2, 3 is. So actually you can see we did a bunch of different tests in here. So this is for the title. This is for our video title, smallest galaxy ever seen. And then this one is like share comment. And then what's this one? This is called science. So we're going to put all these 4 different tests to our image, and then they are on 4 different positions. Okay, so why do we have the code 1, 2, 3, 4 in here? Because when we create the image, so these all images are called data. Since they all have the same file name, it is very hard for us to do the overlay and those other stuff. So we have to rename them in here. So actually in here, we're going to rename them like, let me do test in here. So you can see on the left hand side, we have data, which is the name of this image. And then in here, I'm going to name it logo. So you'll see on the right hand side, it is changed to logo. And then if you check the file, it is the same as the one we have. So actually we didn't change anything, we just changed the file name. Same for the others. And now let's run the workflow again. So in here you will see I have a very perfect thumbnail. So we are good to upload it. Actually, I have already uploaded to my videos. So if I go back to my channel, go refresh. So you see we have a very good looking thumbnails. So this is how we do the thumbnail uploading. And then, like I said, you can do it on your side, and then you can go to my Patreon to download this workflow. This is free, everyone can download it. Even you don't subscribe my Patreon, it is fine. But for this part, like I said, N8N might not provide the fonts that you want to do. So if you want to do a custom font, you will have to use my backend server, just like what I did, download it and then put it to a folder and then send it to Docker. So then we can create an image for that test and for that font. Then we're going to do an overlay to the base image, and then we're going to create such a good looking thumbnail. So let's say everything is set and then we're good to go. All you need to do is just do a duplicate, and then in here you just name it as anything you like. I name it testing. And then for all the node on the left hand side, we are not going to use it, so we're going to delete it. And then on the right hand side, let me move it to here. So this is how we're going to set up our thumbnails for our videos, right? So all you need to do is to save and then click download. Then you will have a thumbnail testing.json. We go back to one of our workflow. For example, if I go back to image to videos, so this workflow is to create a video, right? But we don't have the thumbnail set. So all we need to do is to import from file. We go to here, click the one that we just download. Then you will see all the node, the whole workflow is imported to here. So if I just move it back to here, wire them up, then we can set up our thumbnails for this video generator. So this is the whole concept and the whole workflow, a full guide to show you how we can create a thumbnail and then upload it to your video. So now let's go back to our last video, which is the news commentary generator. So this is the video for the news commentary, right? For this part, we haven't talked about it. So now I'm going to explain what we are going to do. So we do a weight in here. Like I said in the previous episode, why do we want to do a weight here? YouTube is going to post your videos that you just upload, right? But it takes time to upload the videos. It might take 3 minutes or take 5 minutes. So in this moment, you don't want to upload any thumbnails, because our whole uploading thumbnail concept is to find the latest video in your channel and then upload the thumbnails, right? If your video hasn't been uploaded yet, then we are going to modify or replace the thumbnail to your last video, which is something that we don't want to do, right? So we are going to do a wait in here. We have to make sure that the video you just upload is done. Then we can start replacing or creating a thumbnail for that one. So for the first node, we're going to generate a Pexels query. What we're going to do is to pass the news title and the description to DeepSeek, and then we're going to ask DeepSeek to generate a keywords for us to use for the Pexels query. So for example, if we have a news title which is about the total lunar eclipse is just 1 week away, then the DeepSeek will generate a keyword which is lunar eclipse. Then we can use such keyword on Pexels and then do a query about this lunar eclipse. Then we will have a relevant base photo or a background photo. Then we can build something on top of it. And then for the rest of the node, we have explained this already, so I'm not going to repeat it again. This is how we're going to create the thumbnail and then upload it to YouTube. So let me repeat this again. This workflow is available on my Patreon page. If you are not my subscriber, you can still download this workflow and use it on your N8N and on your side. So don't worry about this. And if you want to use the custom font or you want to use the other workflow that we create, which is the AI storytelling generator or the news commentary generator, you're welcome to subscribe my Patreon. Then you'll be able to get all my workflows and my backend server, and also you will have the access to my Discord channel, and then you can ask me anything that you want to do, or if you have any problem, you can just ask me there. I'm happy to help you and answer your questions. So that's all for today. Thank you.